What's up, you guys? This is the Chirpin podcast. I know it's been a while, and part of the reason why is because YouTube basically locked my account, locked it out from me accessing it because they thought I was some suspicious person trying to get and gain access into the channel. It took about, I'd say, a month for them to finally unlock my account and let me gain back access. So I haven't uploaded for a couple weeks after that. Um, haven't been very interested in what's going on with the Cardinals. But really, I think what I'm going to do with this channel is I'm going to change it up a bit. It's still going to be a podcast, but instead of, doing game by game analysis, we're just going to talk about Cardinals, either the Cardinals themselves, Cardinals fans, and all sorts of different things. So the first thing that I want to get into really is Cardinals Twitter. I think this video is basically going to be about Cardinals Twitter and how insufferable it is. The fans are overly negative. It's almost like they hate the Cardinals. And instead of, you know, hiding behind a computer, I'm going to call them out on their shit. So, first thing I want to talk about is a comment from Coach Hedge, and his Twitter handle is at Coach Hedge. He's a negative Nancy, Cardinals fan that's also a loser. And all he does is complain and hate and be negative about the Cardinals. For example, I'll read you some of his replies about Heim Bloom. First post he's made referencing Bloom, he said Bloom is no different than Mo. Another one, and is not getting better anytime soon. This Bloom clown is Mozeliak with better clothes. Heim Bloom is Mozeliak with better clothes. More of the same on the way, unless we get rid of the Cincinnati carpetbaggers. He was talking about the DeWitts. That was a separate post. Here's another post. Bloom is no different. Just another DeWitt lackey that believes in that numbers crap. Mind you, he doesn't provide any type of proof, evidence, or anything of the matter that actually showcases this type of behavior. We don't know how Bloom is going to act with the owners because he's not in the position yet. He's just writing it off as that's what it is going to be because he hates the Cardinals. And what he likes to do is complain and be a victim. And it's beta mentality. It really is. He's a victim of these owners who have sacked his favorite fucking team and made him turn shit. It's to me, it's pathetic. It's pathetic behavior to go on here. And I mean, I'm not joking when I say he has 20, 30, 40 comments saying the same thing about Bloom. He's nothing. He's another Mizalak with better clothes. He says this constantly. What he said to me today, we had a little back and forth. He stated to Ryan Scholl on Twitter, now they need a development staff. And I said, that's why Bloom was brought in, which is 100% true. Bloom is very good at development. That's what he does. So that's what I said. That's why they brought Bloom in. He replied with he ain't it. And I just asked why. Because I was curious. I thought maybe, he had some kind of substance behind why he thinks Bloom isn't going to be good. He states basically what he said in all his past replies. Mozeliak, he is just Mozeliak with better ties. The DeWitts will control him and probably give less to work with. since attendance is down and they are so freaked out over the TV situation. Then he said, Cards are run like a local bank in a league of IT wizards. I agree. Dan Mosaic has done horrid the past, you can almost call it a decade at this point. And, the ownership hasn't done no favors with the lackluster payroll. But there's a thing being overly negative, and to take a guy like Heim Bloom, who hasn't even started the job yet, and say they need to cut him and fire him, is just plain irrationality. That's just the truth. Another Cardinals delinquent, Cardinal fan delinquent, a loser, and just straight up just a bad person is Time for Heim STL at Fly Guy Cole. He's an embarrassment. All he does is rage bait on Twitter, and it's very pathetic and beta. The dude says Mason Wynn is horrible, just a horrible player, and shouldn't even be in the MLB, and he wouldn't be rostered on any other team. He says this same thing for Burleson, and he said it a lot about Newt Barr and a bunch of other players that obviously it's just not true. And I believe most of his content on Twitter that he posts is just straight up rage bait. And I think he does it because he probably doesn't have anything better to do with his life. He's probably sad and alone and wants everyone else to feel that way. That's the only thing I can really think of to want to go on Twitter and basically just downplay and rage bait all day. Because if you go into his replies and look, he does it all day, every day. The dude has no life. Twitter neck beards, dude. It's sad. I didn't realize how bad it was because I never joined Cardinals Twitter until I made this podcast and I made my podcast account. And, for the past few months without me posting, I've just kind of been scrolling on there and it's bad. Cardinals Twitter has become just like a cesspool of losers and degenerates. Kind of give you a example of at Fly Guy Cole in his dumbass tweets. He says, here's one. It's not hyperbolic. Win is horrible. I know the fan base hates that, but it's reality in this MLB. Burleson is very mid, and Walker to this point is probably a bust. Really in the last legs of that turning around. The potential in these four picks, and I personally don't like the Gurvich pick, is astronomically high, higher than these four picks, which was absolutely Mo's best draft by a mile. A guy replied, said, "Dude, what drugs are you? Win is horrible. Burley is mid. Are you on fucking Fent?" Where Fly Guy Cole replies, "It's this crazy new drug called living in reality, even if it's disappointing." So, and he's the same as the other. He makes wild claims, rage bait claims that he doesn't back up. And it's all because they both know they have the protection of their little keyboard. And they want to fly off the handle and say the most dumb shit because they know they don't have to take any accountability for it. So, well, yeah, other than that, the Cardinals 51-46 going into the All Star break. I think they should sell at the deadline. I think buying would be a huge mistake because I don't think they can make this roster win in the playoffs. If they got in, it'd be a first round exit, I guarantee. Since May 30th, they're like 19-23. Got like a negative 21 run differential. They're playing like the team everybody thought they would be. So I'm assuming now that those first 2 months were, fake, more or less. That's not the real team. We're seeing the real team now. where the pitching rotation is 28th in Major League Baseball, where the offense is inconsistent, like it has been for, I mean, really since 2021. If you want to be honest, overall, the season has kind of been a roller coaster. I mean, you can see the players want to win, but roster construction is just that. I mean, you really can't argue with how the roster is constructed. It's not good. We'll see how they do after the All Star break and the trade deadline. I don't think they're going to do that great. But like I said, even if they do get into a playoff spot, that rotation is not built to go deep. It's not built for a playoff run at all. Anyway, I'll be back next week. We're going to stay with the Monday. But yeah, I'll be back next week. Probably talk more shit on some dumb Cardinal Twitter posts and give my updates on the All Star game, I guess. If you want to hear that, I don't know. It's up to y'all. But other than that, that's it. That's all I got for you. Stay tuned for the next episode and peace out.